Have you ever wondered what firearms the Bureau of ATF doesn't want you to own? Recent revelations suggest that the ATF has been maintaining a confidential list of such firearms, sparking concerns among gun owners and advocates alike. In this video, I'm going to uncover the contents of this alleged secret list, delve into how it impacts law-abiding gun owners, and explore the reasons behind the ATF's secrecy. We'll examine specific firearm accessories and modifications that have come under scrutiny, such as pistol braces, 80% lower receivers, solvent traps, forced reset triggers, and certain imported firearms. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer understanding of the potential legal risks associated with these items and what steps you can take to protect your rights. So, let's dive in and shed light on what the ATF might not want you to see. To understand the significance of this alleged secret list, it's essential to grasp the ATF's role in regulating firearms. The ATF enforces federal laws related to firearms, including the NFA and the GCA. These laws define and regulate various categories of firearms, such as machine guns, short-barreled rifles and shotguns, and other weapons deemed unusual or dangerous. The controversy surrounding the ATF's classifications isn't new. For instance, in 2017, a leaked white paper revealed that the gun industry had significant influence over ATF policies, raising concerns about transparency and regulatory practices. Additionally, the ATF has faced criticism for its handling of firearm classifications. For example, the redefinition of frame or receiver in 2022 aimed to address the issue of ghost guns, untraceable firearms assembled from kits. This move was part of the ATF's efforts to regulate firearms that could be easily assembled without serial numbers, thereby circumventing standard regulations. These instances highlight the ongoing debate over the ATF's classification processes and the potential existence of lists or guidelines that may not be publicly disclosed. Such secrecy can lead to confusion among gun owners, manufacturers, and law enforcement agencies, emphasizing the need for transparency in firearm regulations. Let's explore some of the items reportedly on this leaked list and understand why they matter to gun owners. Pistol braces. Designed to stabilize pistols during one-handed firing, pistol braces have been a topic of contention. The ATF has oscillated on their legality, leading to confusion among manufacturers and owners. In 2021, the ATF proposed reclassifying firearms equipped with certain pistol braces as short-barreled rifles, which are subject to more stringent regulations under the NFA. 80% lowers. These are partially completed firearm receivers that require additional machining to become functional, often referred to as ghost guns because they lack serial numbers. 80% lowers have been targeted by the ATF due to concerns about untraceable firearms. In 2022, the ATF implemented a rule to classify these kits as firearms, thereby requiring serialization and background checks for purchasers. Solvent traps. Originally intended for firearm cleaning, solvent traps can be modified into suppressors, devices that reduce the noise of gunfire. The ATF has scrutinized these items, asserting that such modifications circumvent NFA regulations. As a result, possession of a modified solvent trap without proper registration can lead to felony charges. Forced reset triggers. These triggers are designed to increase the rate of fire of semi-automatic firearms. The ATF has classified certain forced reset triggers as machine guns, making them subject to strict NFA regulations. Owners of these devices may unknowingly possess items that the ATF considers illegal without proper registration. Imported firearms. Certain foreign-made firearms, such as Russian-made Saiga shotguns and Chinese Norinco rifles, have been banned from import due to sanctions and regulatory decisions. The ATF maintains lists of prohibited firearms, and possession of these banned imports can lead to legal complications for unwary owners. Understanding the items on this alleged secret list is crucial for gun owners to navigate the complex landscape of firearm regulations. Staying informed and compliant with current laws can help prevent unintended legal consequences. Now, let's delve into how the ATF establishes what some perceive as secret rules. Traditionally, federal agencies like the ATF create regulations through a formal rulemaking process. This process involves proposing rules, allowing public comments, and then finalizing those rules based on feedback and legal standards. However, the ATF has, at times, utilized methods that bypass this conventional process, leading to concerns about transparency and accountability. One such method is the issuance of open letters and guidance documents. These communications are directed at the firearms industry and are intended to clarify existing regulations or address emerging issues. While they can provide valuable information, they don't undergo the same rigorous public scrutiny as formal rulemaking. This practice has raised questions about whether the ATF is effectively creating new regulations without proper oversight. For example, in 2015, the ATF issued an open letter addressing the use of stabilizing braces on pistols. Initially, these braces were designed to assist shooters in stabilizing heavy pistols, particularly for those with limited mobility. However, the ATF's letter suggested that using these braces in a manner similar to shoulder stocks could reclassify the firearm as a short-barreled rifle, subjecting it to more stringent regulations under the National Firearms Act. This reinterpretation caused confusion and concern among gun owners and manufacturers, as it effectively changed the legal status of certain firearms without undergoing the formal rulemaking process. Such actions have led to legal challenges. A notable case is West Virginia versus EPA, where the Supreme Court ruled that federal agencies must have clear congressional authorization when making decisions of significant economic and political importance. This decision emphasized the limits of agency power and underscored the necessity for agencies like the ATF to adhere to formal rulemaking procedures when enacting substantial regulatory changes. Critics argue that by issuing guidance without following the established rulemaking process, the ATF can effectively implement new regulations without the checks and balances intended by our legal system. This approach can lead to uncertainty within the firearms community, as individuals and businesses may find themselves unknowingly in violation of newly interpreted rules. Furthermore, it raises concerns about the potential for regulatory overreach and the erosion of public trust in the agency's actions. In summary, while guidance documents and open letters can serve as tools for clarification, their use as instruments for significant regulatory changes bypasses the transparency and accountability inherent in the formal rulemaking process. This practice not only challenges the principles of good governance, but also places undue burdens on those striving to comply with the law. Understanding why the ATF might prefer to keep certain lists or regulatory decisions confidential requires examining the potential repercussions of public disclosure. One primary concern is the fear of backlash from the public, industry stakeholders, and advocacy groups. When information about regulatory changes or enforcement priorities becomes public, it can lead to increased scrutiny, legal challenges, and legislative pushback. For instance, when the ATF proposed reclassifying firearms equipped with stabilizing braces as short-barreled rifles, it faced significant opposition from gun owners and advocacy groups. This opposition culminated in lawsuits challenging the ATF's authority to enforce such reclassifications without clear legislative backing. The public outcry and subsequent legal actions highlighted the contentious nature of the ATF's regulatory approach. Another factor is the potential political implications. Firearm regulations are a highly politicized topic in the United States, and any perceived overreach by the ATF can become a focal point in broader debates about gun rights and government authority. By keeping certain lists or decisions confidential, the ATF might aim to avoid becoming a lightning rod for political controversy. Moreover, publicizing specific enforcement priorities or lists could inadvertently inform individuals seeking to circumvent the law. By keeping certain information undisclosed, the ATF may believe it can more effectively enforce regulations without tipping off potential violators. However, this lack of transparency can erode public trust. When regulatory decisions are made without public input or awareness, it fosters a perception of secrecy and unaccountability. This perception can lead to increased resistance to regulations, decreased compliance, and a strained relationship between the public and the agency. In conclusion, while the ATF may have reasons for keeping certain information confidential, such as avoiding backlash or preventing legal challenges, this approach carries significant risks. Transparency and open communication are essential for maintaining public trust and ensuring that regulations are fair, clear, and enforceable. Given the complexities surrounding ATF regulations and the potential for certain firearm accessories to be reclassified, it's crucial to stay informed and proactive. First and foremost, regularly review the ATF's official website for updates on firearm classifications and compliance guidelines. This will help ensure that your firearms and accessories remain within legal parameters. If you own items like pistol braces, 80% lower receivers, solvent traps, or forced reset triggers, consult with a legal professional experienced in firearms law to assess their current legal status. They can provide personalized guidance on whether any actions are necessary to remain compliant with federal regulations. Supporting organizations that advocate for gun owners' rights, such as the Firearms Policy Coalition or GOA, can also be beneficial. These groups often engage in legal challenges against regulations they deem overreaching and keep their members informed about ongoing legislative developments. Engaging with your elected representatives is another effective way to voice your concerns about firearm regulations. By communicating respectfully and providing well-reasoned arguments, you can contribute to the legislative process and advocate for transparency and fairness in firearm laws. In conclusion, staying informed, seeking legal advice, supporting advocacy groups, and participating in the democratic process are key steps you can take to navigate the evolving landscape of firearm regulations responsibly.